Well, Wednesday, additional thoughts, De La Soul, and I want to do something that's a little different from normal. I want to play some music for you guys, and I don't think that this is a sample. I don't think so at all. But I caught this, and I just wanted to share it. This is the beginning to I Know. Okay. This is the beginning to Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. That was something I noticed. Now, I don't think that's a direct sample. It sounds like there's a little bit of a guitar flourish in there and what have you, but I do wonder if Kendrick was given a little nod there to De La Soul on that track. I'm just going to believe that he was, because I like that idea, because I really, really like 3 Feet High and Rising. It has been so cool listening to this album. And overall, there's a couple tracks on here that I skip just because there's a couple filler tracks. There's a couple of silly skits and some filler tracks and what have you. I did make a slightly trimmed playlist that is the version of the album. I think, let's see, what is it? The normal album has 23 songs. It's an hour 3. My trimmed playlist is 17 songs and 55 minutes. So I pulled, 8 minutes out, okay? And it's mostly just the filler tracks. Listening to this album has been so much fun for a lot of reasons. One, learning about De La Soul. The magic number, after I did the reaction, during the reaction, I said, I felt like I'd heard that before. And it was brought up to me, they played it at the end of the Spider-Man movie. And I was like, oh, yeah. But it was cool because these guys were, I think this was 89, and I think A Nation of Millions was 89, and then Low End Theory was 91 or something like that. Basically, as I listened to De La Soul and this album, I went back. I listened to Public Enemy again, and I listened to Tribe Called Quest again. And it was so cool to hear these groups doing different things in a different way, and all of them having their own way, like with Public Enemy, kind of like, more of an activist vibe and rising up and fighting back and all this other shit, and Tribe doing more of an inner spiritual awakening, realization type of thing. And then you get to De La Soul, and I love what Public Enemy does, and I love what Tribe does, because I feel both of those things are so important just to people, community, etc. But then you get into this thing that is just kind of fun. And I'm so glad that I was warned ahead of time that the album leans more on the playful, fun side than serious or storytelling or activism or what have you. Because it let me roll into it with the right mindset, and this thing grew on me so fast. This album is so good. And I thought to myself, okay, yeah, if I had to pick one of those 3, I'm De La Soul. That's my pick right there. And it's been really interesting, too, kind of hearing about their history with their record company and the shitty deal that they had and why they weren't on streaming, and seeing them blow up on the streaming services, and all these people going back and listening to these albums again. It's fantastic. It's really fantastic, especially since Dave passed recently, and it's not like they've had an easy go recently. So to see their music celebrated so much by so many people now, 30-something years later, it's cool. And it's really cool to listen to it and go, I totally understand why, because this is a fantastic album. The song I Know was just like a rocket ship going up my list of favorite tracks. I absolutely adore that song. I Know. I love that beat. I can listen to it over and over and over again. And then you've just got these silly, Can You Keep a Secret? Super silly. Kind of important, though. I left that in my playlist. I try to keep the feel of an album in my own custom playlist if I pull stuff out. Transmitting Live from Mars. Cool little beat sound. These weird little samples of people speaking in French. Not exactly important, but it just keeps this playfulness through the album. And then you get to something like Tread Water, which is kind of like a cartoon story, fairy tale type thing, but the message in that song is so damn good. I was listening to it Monday morning as I was driving in, and just considering the idea of somebody feeling like they're drowning, like the storm is all around them, their boat is sinking, like they're just helpless. And what can you do? Tread water. Tread water. Sometimes that's all you can do when everything's just going crazy around you and you just have to literally wait it out. Wait it out. I love Tread Water. I enjoy I Know more. I just love the beat on that. But I love how they weave such a powerful message into a song that really doesn't sound like it's kind of talking about anything unless you're paying attention to it. Great track. Great track. Let's see. The match number 1, of course. Buddy. Buddy is a great one. Even though it's kind of funny, it's about, just kind of hooking up. But the beat on Buddy is fantastic. And even Daisy Age, I remember saying during the reaction, I felt like the beat was a little funky, and it is a little funky, but it's cool. Plug Tuning's great. Say No Go's great. This is a recording. I mean, the whole album is so good. I mean, obviously, I cut out some of the skits and stuff like that, but really, really enjoyed De La Soul. So much so that I look forward to the next one. People have talked about Stakes is High as another great De La Soul album. I guess as they progress through their discography, they go from like a silly style into a little bit more of a serious note, which on one hand I feel like is important for artists to kind of shift that way, but then I almost go, oh, that's too bad, because it is neat to have music that is on the fun side, I adore so much the songs that get you into the feels and make you think and tell a story. And all. I mean, I feel like that's so great. But sometimes you do just want to have something that's lighthearted, easy to listen to. As my wife would say all the time, I want to hear something happy, fun. And that's what this is. Peppy. Oh, peppy. Peppy. I'm sorry, not happy. Peppy. I kind of call that a combination of happy and fun. Peppy. Where you're just not bumming out.
Peppy is more playful.
Yeah, playful. Sure. Yeah. Really cool album. So glad I got to listen to it. It's so cool that it's on streaming. I don't have a lot of notes. For those of you who are wondering, Bob, what the fuck are you talking about? Your De La Soul reaction. There is no reaction. It's not on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube blocked it. That was a fun surprise Friday afternoon. I have to imagine it's one of two scenarios playing out. One being the YouTube settings are still stuck on the previous garbage contract where they weren't on streaming at all because the record company would take most of the money, and so they just said, no, block it all. Or De La Soul said, hey, we're finally going to get onto the platforms. We want all the streams to come through us, block everything else. Okay. Normally that would make me upset. Normally I would just say claim the video and get all the money because that's what always happens anyway. But given everything they went through, I'm not going to get cranky about that. These guys deserve all the streams, all the attention, all the accolades. This is such a great album. It's so cool that so many people are jumping into it and enjoying it. I hope those of you who have not heard it have given it a listen because it absolutely deserves one. It's fantastic. Fantastic album. And what's cool is because I enjoyed this so much, I did go back, like I said, listen to Tribe, listen to Public Enemy. I enjoyed those albums more. It is tough when you listen to these albums that are older. You can hear the recording style and you can kind of hear that time period. I enjoyed those albums more because of De La Soul and how much I enjoyed this one. There you go. Pretty straightforward. Hell of a great album. Look forward to doing the next one. Friday will be Lil Wayne. My first time listening to Lil Wayne, although he's been in so many features, I feel like I've heard him plenty before, but this will be his first album I listen to. Tomorrow is week 2 of the Buog, so 5 new artists, 10 new tracks. And Saturday, my wife and I have discussed it. We are interested in doing another live stream. We're going to listen to the Slow Tie album, Ugly. It's going to be way out of our element, which is why we want to do it. It's kind of fun to jump into the weird. So there you go. We'll see you guys soon.